Hi, welcome to this week's video. It is a makeup tutorial using products that come from the drugstore. But in this particular case, in all honesty, I did shop at Ulta just because it's very convenient. But as you know, Ulta has two sides, the high-end side and then also the drugstore side. So I went down those aisles and I was weaving and winding through Maybelline, Revlon, L'Oreal, e.l.f, Milani, NYX, and that is where I bought a plethora of product. And I'm doing a full-on face from start to finish, and we're going to decide if we like it as much as the higher-end stuff. Now, in all honesty, the first thing that I did was wash every brush because I didn't want any higher end product tainting the result, so everything is perfectly clean. And I'm going to walk you through step by step everything that I bought, and we're going to put it on and we'll see what we think. So let's push in and get started with this tutorial. All right, here's our starting point. I have moisturized and that is it. I am going to start with a primer, and the one that I'm choosing is by NYX Pore Filler Primer. And we're going to coat the face with this. This is their #1 rated primer. It is known for smoothing and blurring. So nothing like a blurred line to get things off on the right track. Kind of a light colored consistency. And I will apply to my entire face. Concentrate on areas where your pores tend to be the biggest, usually in the T-zone area. I'm going to move on to foundation, and this one, hands down, is rated the best drugstore foundation on the planet, and that would be L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. And what's so great about this, a lot of YouTube vloggers rave about the coverage, but also the color selection is really great. It seemed like they had a lot of colors for a variety of skin tone. So I'm going to take my foundation brush and I will pump in the foundation and start applying. Great coverage from what I can see so far. I can't believe this is my first time using this foundation. I know I'm a little late to the party, but at least I showed up. I will pull it down the neck. And also, since my hair is off my face, hit the ears. Really, really great coverage. I hope you can tell. Now I know why everybody's talking about this stuff. Okay, next up is concealer. And for that, I am using the Morphe concealer. And my particular color is number 2.25. Interesting, I couldn't find eyeshadow primers in the drugstore side, so what I decided to do is I'm going to use this concealer as an eyeshadow primer. And sometimes people will do that, and it certainly will even out the skin tone on the eyelid. This particular case, because it's a matte finish concealer, it will also help with the eyeshadow. It won't be greasy or cakey. So I'm first going to use the concealer as an eyeshadow primer before I apply it below. And I'm going to use a brush to smooth it in. Somebody is buzzsawing next door, and I hope you are not hearing that in the microphone. I might have to put in some smooth jazz or something to take the edge off. Okay, concealer has been used as primer, and at this point, I will now take care of framing the eyebrows. And for that, the product that I went with is Maybelline. This is 24-Hour TattooStudio, and I'm sort of in between shades, between a deep brown and a soft brown. So I'm going to do one of each, do a little ombre brow, so to speak. So I'm going to start with the dark color, that would be the deep brown, and they each come with an applicator. So I'm gonna start with the dark one, deep brown, and I use this for the under edge of the brow to sort of shape it and then fill in. So next up is the exciting part. We start getting into colors. And I found this. This is NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and it's warm neutrals. These colors are beautiful. They look awfully similar to the Sephora color palette that I've been using, and it's nice because something like this, you know, these are all very affordable. I will be listing, of course, every item, every price, but if you don't want to invest in a big palette, these are nice small sizes, so you can try, play with it. If you love the color scheme and you want to spend more money, then, you know, you can go that route. Based on what I'm wearing, this is sort of a brickish red color. So I'm going to go in with, I'm going to use these sort of reds and plums in here to focus on my eyelid. And I will start with, this one has just a tiny bit of shimmer here in the middle. So I'll use this, and this one is going to go straight on my eyelid. And of course, the key to the success of a drugstore type product is staying power. Are the colors true? Or do they go on well? Do they have high pigment? So we're gonna find out. So far, so good. We're going to now warm that up with the more of a brick red tone. And that will be this one here on the outside. I'm gonna go up in the crease with this. The sides and the crease. As you know, I go higher. You can always reference my hooded eye video when skin starts to get a little bit heavy on the eyelid, why it's important to take your warmer color up higher. And I will be blending this and softening it in just a moment, but right now I'm just working on building the pigment. Okay, the next thing I want to do is block it in. For that, I will use this plum color, and I'm going to now build in my outer edge here, my outer triangle. Okay, y'all, this foundation is blowing my mind. I'm serious. I know we're working on eyes at this point, but I'm really seeing myself up close, and I cannot get over the coverage. Very good. I'm really, really happy so far with how everything is coming out. I'm going to use my blending brush, just a very soft, malleable brush, and there's no color in here. I'm just basically swirling. So next on my list is now a brow bone highlight, and I'm looking at this. I kind of like this little gold here on the outside, so I'm going to give that a try. And I'm going to go in with a slightly lighter color now for the inner corner of the eye. This one, number 2, just using a firm, flat brush just to block in right here in the inner corner. Adds a little bit of brightness to the inside of the eye. Okay, so now moving on to some liner action. I couldn't help myself. Of course, L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in brown. This is my tried and true when it comes to doing a smoky eye. Love this stuff. I have used it, I think, since I started this channel back in 2015? 2014. It's been 5 years. There you go, do the math. Okay, so anyway, we're going to line inner rim with this brown. I also picked up a liner from NYX Professional Makeup. This is Slide On, Glide On, Stay On. So I'm going to use this one to basically do the upper lid from the inside and top line. So that's gonna run right underneath the lashes, and you will smudge into your upper lash line. My lash extensions are clearly nearing the end of their cycle. So I will apply a falsie. The rest of you will do mascara. If you wear mascara, you can leave it at that. You can do a falsie, or you may have lash extensions yourself. So this is that time where it's going to differ for everybody. Now I am going to take a shadow brush, and the one that did this plum color, I'm gonna take just a little bit of the leftover and just smudge right here, because all I want is a really, really soft shadow. So we have our eyeshadow. It's time now to put on some false eyelashes, and for that I have always loved the Ardell strip lashes. These are black number 120 in Demi. They're a very light, thin type of a strip lash, nothing too crazy. And I will be using, to apply it, the Ardell Clear Brush On Eyelash Adhesive Lash Grip. And, you know, take your time with eyelashes. If you've done them for a while, then you're a pro. If not, don't get frustrated. But I'm gonna take this little baby, apply some glue on the back end, and then when you apply the lash, you're gonna go in, top down, and just press it right on your lash line. And just take your time, might take a few minutes. Ease on into it. All right, there's one on. And then just use your fingers and push it into the lash line. Now, one thing you can do is add a little bit of a liquid top line. I like to do it just a little bit on the outer part. So for that, I bought the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner. Basically, looks like a felt tip pen, and it's a thin point. So you can make it very thin or you can build on it, depending. But again, I'm just going to follow my lash line. And sometimes you may need to come in the inner corner just a tiny bit to sort of complete the look of the lash strip. So good! Time to clean her up. For that, we're going back to the Morphe foundation, the Fluidity, and I will use the same brush that I used to blend it underneath, under each side. Of course, the true test with concealer will be how it wears throughout the day. Does it sink into the lines? Do you look 10 years older by the end of the day? I'll get back to you on that. Okay, eye makeup look is complete. Concealer is applied. It's now time for a little contour and highlight. For that, I am going to e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette, and a nice array of colors. These are all matte. So I will try this one right here. Not quite the darkest, but the second two. Kind of duck face it, get the hollow of your cheek. And now for the sides of the nose. A smaller brush, obviously. Okay, and then the highlight color, the lightest, will go right down the T. I do it here on the smile lines. Okay, time to set it with powder. For that, we are going to e.l.f. This is HD powder in Soft Luminance. And I'm going to use a powder puff by Covergirl. And very simple. You just take out a little puff. You open up the e.l.f. It's a loose powder, like so. And just get a little bit on there. I always start small. Again, you can always build, but now we're just going to set everything. But what's so great with the L'Oreal Infallible is it's a wonderful matte finish. So now it's time for blush. We are almost done here. For my blush, I am going to another product by e.l.f. This is Primer-Infused Blush in Always Rosy. Real pretty color. And I have cleaned my blush brush, so no remnants of anything. In we go. Perfect. Moving on to the lippies. Time to do a little pencil, and for that my choice was a lip liner by Milani, Color Statement Lip Liner in 09 Spice. Kind of a neutral, brownish skin tone. Looked very similar to MAC Spice. How ironic. So let's line the lips. Great color, goes on well. Perfect. I like to blend my lip line a little bit. have more of a soft, kind of a blurring effect. So I'm just going to take a very thin, flat brush and soften. And my lipstick du jour today is a product by e.l.f. And this color is, that's a really good question. What is this color? Let's pull up the old receipt, see if it says there. Oh, e.l.f. Liquid Matte Lip in Praline. Hey, it's a southern thing, Praline. Okay. Again, a very neutral, sort of a dusty rose color, matte shade. Here we go. This color is strikingly similar to Ulta Beauty's Feminist that I wear. Nice. Very, very matte. If you like matte lipsticks, you're gonna love this. All right, I'm gonna push out. All right, here's everything all pulled together. And let me ask you, can you tell a difference between this and the higher end products? I can't. I honest to goodness cannot. You know, let me go through, I think, some of my personal favorites, and here are some areas where you could save money. Clearly, the Infallible foundation is a must. Give it a try. For me, for a nice matte finish, for good coverage, it's incredible. For the price, heck yeah. The next thing I really love is this Morphe concealer. This is another one that I would buy again. Again, really nice coverage. It worked great as an eyeshadow primer as well. So this was sort of a dual purpose product for me. The other thing that I loved, the TattooStudio eyebrow gels. I did wind up mixing a little bit, but I found that the combination of putting on the gel and then using that brush to soften it gave it more of a softer powder feel. And this stuff is supposed to last 24 hours. So that was a great purchase. This eyeshadow palette, what an amazing color selection. The pigments are great. I wear these colors all the time. This saves a lot of money, in my opinion. And I think, oh, also the pencils. Of course, I wear the Voluminous, the Smoldering brown, but this NYX pencil in black, another really good one, went on very, very easily for a nice top line, so I loved that. I think the lipstick, while I love the color, maybe a little bit too matte for me. I probably should have gone with a more cream-based lipstick just because of how dry my lips get. But if you are a matte lover, please give the e.l.f. product line a try because it is a true matte finish. Oh, and the e.l.f. blush as well. I mean, so inexpensive and it went on so easily. So I'm really raving about most of this stuff. I'm so impressed. I can't wait to see how it wears throughout the day. But according to what I'm seeing now, I think I'm going to like it. I hope this was valuable for you, the key word, valuable. It's all about trying to save money. Sure, sometimes it's worth splurging on a high-end product, but if you can find something on the lower end side that does just as good of a job, why not save the money and use it for something else? That's my feeling. So there were some great discoveries in here for me, hopefully some really good discoveries for you. Happy to share. Again, if you look in the description box by clicking more underneath the video if you're watching on your computer, or the down arrow, you will see it expand. All the products and the prices will be listed there in case you didn't catch it on the screen. Also, please follow me on social media where we keep the conversation going. I post all kinds of slice of life stuff there too. Instagram and Facebook. Also, if you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel, ring the little bell. What that does, it'll send an email notification straight to you saying, hey, your friend Dominique has released a new video. We are so close to 1 million subscribers on this platform. I am floored, blown away, and so excited because I think we might reach that threshold by this year sometime. So yay you, because it's all about you. I thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you like this. Leave ideas below for the kind of content you're looking for, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 1 o'clock. Be bold, be blessed, save some money, why don't you? And we'll see each other then. Bye.